Happy Friday and happy Halloween. I'm Max Fuller. This is Adam Lorenz. We are dressed up as Lauren Andrego and Grace Henrie for Halloween this year.
Did we do such a good job?
Impeccable.
The prosthetic budget at Fox 9 is really incredible.
It's really surprisingly high. You might be surprised to hear about that. Surprisingly, we didn't win the Fox 9 costume contest like this.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I even got like surgery to like shorten myself.
You lost a solid foot of height.
At least. Yeah, it was a painful procedure, but I did make it through.
I think it was worth it. Okay. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say you went out on two limbs because you lost your legs, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We are Lauren and Grace. Adam and Max are out today, and we are anchoring down a very special Halloween show. We are hitting all corners of Halloween here in Minnesota.
We sure are, and we're just going to re-air some things that we aired previously, but we have some good stuff. We talked to the pumpkin legend himself, Travis.
Yes.
I mean, everyone in Minnesota pretty much knows Travis.
Yeah, a national pumpkin growing champion out of Anoka who just seems to keep getting bigger and better every single year. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, I mean, I think his pumpkin this year, we did hear the pumpkin did not go
He didn't win this year.
He didn't win. I think there was something went wrong. So we'll learn more about that because I know someone from California unfortunately took the medal home,
really unfair because California gets like 12 great growing months. We get about 3.5.
Exactly. And he's going to talk about that, the Minnesota grit. It just takes grit, takes determination. I
love it.
So we love Travis, and he's from, the Halloween capital of the entire world, which is
Anoka.
incredible. That it's
very crazy.
And weren't you just there the other day?
I
talking
was.
to some kiddos?
Yes, I did. I got to talk to some really cute 4-year-olds who were waiting for a storied tradition in Anoka, the big parade of little people, where they get the entire elementary school dressed up in costume to do a whole parade around the block.
I love it.
It was crazy. The whole town came out for this parade, and those festivities continue this weekend in Anoka. You guys also talked to someone who does some paranormal activity.
We sure did. We talked to the Twin Cities Paranormal Society, and let's just say we might have a ghost. We might have a ghost in Studio 9. We're going to re-air a little social media clip, I think, because yesterday the cameras were not rolling, but one of their little thingies, I don't even, thingamabobs, captured a potential ghost.
Stop it. Here? No!
Here, after the camera stopped rolling. Yeah, check out the Instagram. Go to afternoon shift _ Fox 9, and we have a video posted there, and you'll see this little contraption that kind of went bzzz.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys should have told me that before I walked into the studio
fine.
today.
It's a friendly ghost. It's a friendly ghost if it is a ghost at all. But yeah, so they came in and showed us some of their gadgets and talked about what it's like doing some of these ghost hunts.
Wow. Yeah. You and I are also going to debut a new segment here on the afternoon shift called the Afternoon Tea. So get your teapots on the stove and ready because we are going to spill it all.
All of it. All of it. You've got some good stuff. I'm excited to chat with you.
Yeah, it's fun to talk pop culture every once in a while. I've got some interesting stories ahead of a really fun Halloween weekend. Do you have any fun plans?
I sure do. It is actually my boyfriend Ian's birthday today. So
a Halloween birthday is
to Ian.
Crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
And my birthday is November 7th, so we're both Scorpios.
Wow.
So it's
I'm also
spooky.
a Scorpio.
And we're the best. We're the best.
We are all the best. You heard it here first. Do you have any costumes planned?
Okay, so he's actually a little ill. So we were going to do Sloan and Ferris, but I don't know if we'll be Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
And Sloan.
Yeah.
So we were going to do that, but we'll see. I mean, we'll workshop something.
Okay.
But we're going to go and we're going to hang out with my family, my little sister, and do like the traditional trick-or-treating thing and eat some chili.
That's
what about you? What do you have planned?
Well, my boyfriend and I are going as Trinity and Neo from The Matrix, which is a movie I just saw for the first time ever this year. Have you seen The Matrix before?
I have not seen The
But
Matrix.
certainly you're familiar with the iconic leather jackets, the sunglasses, all black.
Love it.
We got a couple of parties that we're going to, but you want to know something about me? I hate AI. And so do the characters on The Matrix.
Valid.
So there's a lot of fun Instagram caption capabilities there.
I love it. But I think we have actually, Paul is gone today too. We've got a legend behind, he's switching the show. He is a tortured artist.
Vincent Van Gogh.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Van Gogh, what an honor to meet you.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I would normally wear my headset on the other side, but Vincent van Gogh decided to cut his left ear off, which is my usual listening ear.
Oh, you've got the ear there too.
Ooh, spooky.
Wow, I never even really realized that our headsets are Van Gogh friendly.
Well, they're versatile. You can
Yeah.
actually flip them and do all that sort of stuff. So I've had to flip it to the other side. So I'm using a different side of my brain today to put together this very special edition of the afternoon shift.
Yeah, Van Gogh famously a redhead, Paul Milgate famously not. So I love what you did
spray
there.
paint can do. I'm going to keep the rest of the can. I can be Prince Harry next year.
Oh, you could. That's
would be
good.
good.
Well, Kaylee and I have to share. We love to put together a couple's costume. We're both tortured artists this year. Vincent van Gogh, she's going as Frida Kahlo. But the bigger news, and I think you two, you love. That's one thing we know, you love.
True.
Today is actually the 10-year anniversary of me meeting my beautiful wife.
Wow, you met her on Halloween.
We met on Halloween at a Halloween party in a hostel in Lisbon, Portugal, 10 years ago today.
It's where true love begins.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you have any idea when you were in Portugal that you were going to meet your wife there?
No, I had no idea. I had no idea that I was going to fall in love, and my whole life was
Did you
gonna
meet
change.
her in costume?
She was dressed in, this is the funny thing, so I was not in costume. Being Australian, we don't really celebrate Halloween. It's getting bigger, but it's not really a thing that people do over there.
I didn't know that.
Kaylee has loved it her entire life, and so she was very much dressed up at this Halloween party, but all she had, because she was backpacking, was this like Lederhosen that she'd bought from Oktoberfest.
Yes.
Little did she know, she actually, instead of wearing the beautiful German Bavarian lady dress, she actually bought the little boy Lederhosen.
Yeah.
So when I met her, she was dressed as a small German or small Bavarian boy.
I love
it.
it.
And so look what happens 10 years later. I've moved
my
halfway around the world. I'm sitting here on TV dressed as Vincent van Gogh. So, I guess my advice to anyone today is you just don't know where your life's going to take you 10 years from now.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Wow, I love that story, Paul.
Yeah. So,
Congrats to you guys. That's so
thanks.
special.
Yeah, so we're having a little shindig tonight. Anyone that knows where we live, you're invited. Anyone that doesn't know where we live,
Please don't come.
try and get there, but we'll see how.
Or
we
is
go.
that just like a fun, like, if you can figure out where I live,
If you
you're
can
invited.
figure out where we live, you're invited to the party.
Maybe we'll put clues throughout the episode of like.
We'll drop little Easter
We'll
eggs.
see how we go. But I just want to say a huge thanks, Lauren Andrego, for filling in for us today. We
Yes.
really appreciate it.
My pleasure. It's always a pleasure to be in Studio 9. That's what I always said until I knew that this studio was haunted. Now I might be taking back
Allegedly.
that
Yeah,
sentiment.
definitely check out the Instagram. The story behind that clip that is on Instagram, that's doing quite well, because we're still a fledgling Instagram account, but it is doing quite well on there, on the gram. Yesterday, when I walked into the studio to take our guests back to say thank you and walk them out of Fox 9, they were packing up their gear, and Adam and Max turned to me and said, as soon as the camera stopped rolling, the stuff started going bleep, 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 bleep. And so I just whipped my phone out, reality TV producer in me kicked in. I was like, just start filming, because, you never know. And as soon as the lady from the Paranormal Society, Dawn, said, well, we're going to go now, the thing goes, whoop, whoop. Yeah.
Oh, they didn't want to leave.
They didn't want to leave. They were enjoying the chat. Like everyone that comes to Studio 9.
That's so true.
Yeah.
You guys have that effect on everyone.
We try. We try.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I can't wait to see that clip, or maybe I can. I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Well, like we said, we have a great show today. We're super excited to chat a little celebrity tea and reflect on some of this crazy Halloween stuff.
Yes. Well, should we take it to break?
Let's take it to break.
We'll be right back.
More to come on the afternoon shift after this. special guest, our favorite guest, our top homie. It's Lauren Andrego.
Thank you. It's so good to be here sitting next to you.
It's so fun. And I believe we're debuting a brand new segment today.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. It's time to spill some afternoon tea.
Afternoon tea.
Doesn't need to be British. This tea isn't limited to the UK. It's
not.
worldwide.
It's not. But it feels good to do it in a British accent every once in a while.
It
Halloween.
does.
We can switch it up.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all playing characters today. Yeah, we thought we'd take a little dive into some pop culture stories that popped up over the last week and talk about them. We are going to start in the UK, though.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the royal family a little bit. I don't know if you heard about this, Grace, but the United Kingdom's Prince Andrew, no longer a prince.
I did hear about
this.
So the royal family is a little bit confusing to me, so I'm excited for you to break this down for us.
Yeah, well, they've been in the headlines for a couple of months. I mean, going on a couple of years now for a couple of different controversial reasons. But Prince Andrew's brother, King Charles III, he was the one who stripped him of his titles and evicted him from his royal residence. So these actions come following pressures over Andrew's relationship to Jeffrey Epstein and everything that has come out over the last year involving him. So Andrew will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, no longer Prince Andrew. The king decided to take this maximum action in order to get the house back in order. They've been dealing with a lot of chaos over there within the royal family. The last British royal, Grace, to be stripped of a title happened in 1919. This is when Prince Ernst Augustus lost his title for siding with Germany during World War I. So not an unprecedented action, but something that happens about once in a century.
So it's very significant.
Very significant, very rare. I don't know exactly how the Brits are reacting to this today. We've kind of just learned this information in the last 48 hours or so, but I do think we have an expert who can weigh in here.
I do. I believe we might have actually a member of the royal family.
Oh.
Prince Harry. Prince Harry.
All right. No, I'm not Prince Harry.
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
Is it Your Majesty? I think it's...
Is that just the Queen or King?
Yeah, the Majesty is reserved for the monarch.
Yeah.
So the others are
Your Highness.
Your Royal Highness.
Yes.
Which Andrew is now no longer.
Yeah, tell us about this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a great deal about it. I saw it last night. It was the #1 story on the BBC News, which that's where I get a lot of my news, FYI, coming from the Commonwealth realm. I like to go to the BBC for my news, for that sort of global perspective. Andrew has now been stripped. No longer a prince, no longer the Duke of York, no longer gets to live in the royal palaces. He has to move into a private residence, which I believe is actually still owned by King Charles.
Oh, okay.
So he's moving into like a private apartment somewhere on the private property of Sandringham Estate, which is where the royals own that privately. So there's a lot of confusion with the royal family. People don't realise that they are still a very wealthy private family, as well as having the royal properties that they have.
Sure.
So all the parklands of the UK, all of that actually do technically belong to the family. And so then they lease that out to the government, and so that's how they can create income and stuff like that. The interesting thing to take away from this, I think, is that Prince Andrew still remains 8th in line to the throne.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's one thing that you can't do when it comes to a royal family, and that is strip someone of their right to ascend to the throne. No matter how bad they are, whether Andrew ends up becoming convicted of the things that he's accused of or not, he will still remain in line to succeed the throne should William's children, Harry's children, and then he falls in after Lilibet on the line of ascension to the throne.
We got it. So it's quite unlikely that he would make it to the top.
Very, very unlikely. It's very, very unlikely that someone who is born not to who it doesn't look like they're going to become the reigning monarch. Very unlikely at birth to be born and not be first or second in line to the throne and then become the reigning monarch. Did actually happen for Andrew's mother, Queen Elizabeth II. She was not born to be the queen. I don't know if you're familiar with that story, but her uncle was actually first in line, technically became king. He then abdicated the throne because he fell in love with an American woman who had been married previously. So then he abdicated his throne, ran off and lived out in exile in France, which then allowed Queen Elizabeth II's father to become the king, and therefore she then became first in line to the throne.
Oh, so she jumped up in line because her
So when Queen
dad
Elizabeth
took the
was
throne.
born, she was third in line to the throne, which
Yeah.
is a very unlikely position to ever become the reigning monarch.
Interesting.
But yeah, so eighth in line, a lot of things would have to happen.
So did Prince Harry, did you abdicate when you married Meghan?
So no, you can't abdicate before you become the monarch.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, you become the monarch at the moment that the current monarch dies. So when you're first in line to the throne, you become the monarch regardless. Then you can abdicate your throne before coronation, which is what happened with Queen Elizabeth's uncle.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, we could do a whole thing on royalty.
Yeah, led by Prince Harry himself.
Yeah, I mean, Australians, we do love our royal family. They are, King Charles III is actually the king of Australia.
Yeah, he's on your currency too, right?
He is, yeah, he is. I don't believe that he's going to get too much. He's not going to go onto the $5 note, I don't believe. That's going to be reserved for a significant Australian person now.
Oh.
Olivia Newton-John?
Possibly the one, the only. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Interesting. Well,
Do you have any other questions about the royal family that I could maybe answer?
maybe. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Now that I know you're such a wealth of knowledge.
I love it. I love the tradition of it. It's one of those things that you, as an Australian, I miss while I'm here in America, is you miss that continuity.
Yeah.
You really only get that here in celebrity families.
Right.
Or you get some families that are obviously political, the Clintons and the Kennedys, they
Sure.
obviously have that continuity of power. But you don't really get that anywhere else apart from a royal family.
No, there's nothing like them.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you guys sing "God Save the Queen" or the King now in Australia?
So God Save the Monarch, God Save the King, God Save the Queen was the official anthem when my parents were growing up and going to school, and so they would actually sing God Save the Queen. And then it transitioned to Advance Australia Fair, I believe sometime in the 60s or 70s. You've really got me on my history there. But yeah, so there are plenty of Australians who know God Save the King.
wow. Interesting. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Well, Your Royal Highness, thank you so much for your time.
I'm glad I could be of service.
We'll check back in when we inevitably have more questions
Yeah.
for you and your culture.
I'm excited to hear about some more tea.
Yeah, we do
from
have some
somewhere
more
else in the
tea
world.
to spill. Speaking of political figures and celebrity figures, two of them have fallen in love. I think you might know who I'm talking about by now. So Katy Perry and the former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau have been in cahoots for a while now. We've heard rumors, and now it's official. They made their hard launch this week.
Oh, I didn't know they made the hard lunch. I know they'd been seen like on a yacht or something
Yes,
together.
so they've been seen via paparazzi photos, and
right.
that's really all that we had. They didn't have any really like social media interaction, and neither had gone on the record to officially say, yes, we're together. But on October 25th, the duo attended a cabaret show at the Crazy Horse in Paris for Katy Perry's 41st birthday. So the outing marked their first public appearance together, which I would consider a hard launch.
This is fascinating to me.
It is so
I want to
fascinating.
know everything. How did they meet?
Right.
How long have they been talking? What does she see in him? What does he see in her? I
Yeah.
mean, I honestly, to be honest, I don't know that much about Justin Trudeau, about his personality. I know Katy Perry. I mean, we've all watched her on American Idol. We've all seen her on the Super Bowl. She's fantastic. But it's very interesting because I thought her and Orlando Bloom were ride or die.
I did too. I really did too. And they had just split in 2020. Oh no, they just split in June.
Yeah.
But Trudeau and his wife had separated in 2023. So
Okay.
they both had similar timelines. Trudeau has 2 children. No, he has 3 children. Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry share a 5-year-old daughter. So they have that in common. They both have young kids. They're both A-listers, for better or for worse. You can't go anywhere without being recognized if you're Katy Perry or Justin Trudeau. And what friends are saying is they have a lot in common. Their politics and their values align. They both love France, apparently, which is part of why they were in Paris for Katy Perry's birthday. But from what we're hearing behind the scenes, it sounds like they are very much legitimately in love.
I'm happy for them.
And I'm really happy
I'm
for
happy
them too.
for them.
Did I ever expect this to happen? No.
I honestly thought it was fake news. The second I heard it, I was like, that can't.
But when you're Katy Perry and you split up and you're looking for love again, what are your options?
It's true. And
Or
she probably
Justin
just didn't
Trudeau.
want like a superstar or a movie star. You know,
Do you think-
maybe someone who's a little more, I don't know, grounded? Maybe Justin Trudeau's a little more grounded.
Yeah, something a little more of that Canadian normal behavior.
I feel like rattling off her exes is like a game of two truths and a lie. Like if you said, Two Truths and a Lie, Katy Perry dated Justin Trudeau, Orlando Bloom, Russell Brand, you would
John
think-
Mayer.
You would think that one of those was a lie. Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't
True.
get a more varied list of people.
No, it's all completely true. But I think you're right. Maybe politics and being not from Hollywood is refreshing to her.
Oh, I just remember the Katy Perry documentary. I don't know if you saw
No, I
it in
didn't.
theaters.
No.
But
Did you?
oh yes, I was. My mom and I, we were like, we want to go to a Katy Perry concert. I've never been to one, and I wish I would have seen her when
Oh
she
my
was
gosh.
in Minneapolis. But she did a documentary. I don't remember the tour, but it was that, I don't know if you've seen it on social media, but those clips have kind of been resurfacing of her finding out that Russell Brand was filing for divorce.
Yeah, right before she went on
Right
stage,
before
right?
she went
Yeah.
on stage, and the documentary crew was there to capture it, and it's stuck in my memory. And I've been like, goodness, I just want Katy Perry to find love. I want her to be happy, and it was kind of amazing how she just kind of snapped into the character and came on and ended up giving her audience a great show. But I don't even remember how old I was, but I remember that clear as day, thinking, wow, that's a pretty amazing thing to do.
It is.
And yeah, I mean, I hope her and Justin Trudeau are.
Hope nothing like that happens to
One
her
true
again.
love.
Yeah, and Katy Perry's coming off of a really interesting summer of PR.
Yes.
She went into
She
space.
is.
If you
Oh,
didn't
that's-
hear.
I forgot about that.
Among her
Yeah.
other accolades, she is an astronaut
She is
now.
an astronaut.
And so I didn't know if that fallout had anything to do with it. Justin Trudeau had his own set of headlines against him.
Yeah, that's true.
So they both also have that in
They
common.
do. They do.
Neither of them canceled, but maybe both on the precipice from certain audiences.
Yeah, maybe this is like just a good pivot of
Yeah.
like, we both have stuff and we'll just get yeah, that video of her with the the daisy and just going
Yeah. Zero gravity. Yeah.
so funny.
Quite interesting.
So funny.
And I can imagine not many people have much in common with a celebrity life
Sure.
like very famous people, and they both seem to be very happy, and that's all that matters.
All that matters.
Right? Okay, one final piece of tea for you. This pertains to the music world, not to anyone in particular, Grace, but I thought this was so interesting. So for the first time in more than 3 decades, let's talk about the Hot 40, the top 40 on the Billboard Hot 100. That's kind of a barometer for what is popular, what are people listening to today, right now. So this week, for the first time since 1990, there are 0 rap songs in the top 40.
This is crazy.
Isn't that so crazy? So there are below the top 40, but a couple of different things are playing into this, and you'll see all sorts of headlines and all sorts of people in the music industry weighing in on this and whether it's a bad thing and what the heck happened to break this remarkable 35-year streak of rap kind of entering the pop culture, top of the pop culture sphere, and now kind of fizzling out. So some things that are at play here are what's dominating the charts right now. And that is one, all 12 of Taylor Swift's songs on her new album are in the top 40. There are also a couple of other major hits. I think 3 or 4 songs from K-pop Demon Hunters on the top 40.
Okay, that makes sense.
But also hits from Kehlani, from Morgan Wallen, from Olivia Dean, from Alex Warren that have just been sitting there for months. And part of the reason that we've been seeing a change and that songs have been lasting on the top 40 longer has been because of streaming. When people
that makes
find what they
sense.
like, they can listen to what they like on demand. They are not at the liberty of what the radio stations are playing or what CDs they happen to own.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
Okay.
Just a lot of pop songs dominating the charts. Another thing that's happening right now is there was one guy who was kind of leading the rap charts for the last 15 years. You might know him. His name's Drake. Ever since Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef came out, the music industry, some people are saying, has kind of abandoned Drake and aren't doing for him what they had been doing for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
We don't have a Drake hit in the top 40, and we more often than not did since 2008, since started from the bottom, now we're here, came out. And so without Drake and with no Kendrick Lamar hits in the top 40, Luther with SZA is out of the top 40 now, our two biggest power players, not in the rap charts.
This is crazy to me. It really is. And I was thinking about it as you were saying, but like Nicki hasn't released an album in a long time. Cardi B hasn't released an album in a really long time. Megan Thee Stallion. So all the female rappers have kind of been a little bit out of the game. And then, Kendrick and Drake. And it's really, really interesting. And the pop girlies are really dominating. And I don't know if it's necessarily for the better. You know, I love a diverse group of music. But I was thinking, like, you know, in my social media algorithms, there's no rap music that's trending. And I think TikTok and those Instagram reels and all of the short form content really contribute to that as well. Those songs that are trending that people can dance to, that people can lip sync to, that kind of is also what fuels what's popular. And
that's so
true.
I bet TikTok has a huge influence on the Billboard charts. But you're right. So Doja Cat has a song that's in the top 100, but it's farther down. And there are a couple rappers who have songs out right now, but they're not rap songs. So they don't count on that rap list. But another thing people are saying is we just don't have a lot of young rap stars right now. They're the female rap stars. So Doja Cat, Megan Thee Stallion. Doechii, yes. So a lot of like young women to pay attention to. But since Drake, I don't know, and I'm not a rap expert, but we haven't really had a Drake-like hip-hop figure rise to his level in over a decade. This is a stark contrast to when I was in college, 2016. Rap dominated the top 40. Kendrick Lamar's Damn album, Chance the Rapper had several albums out while we were in college. And I think we've just kind of been missing that character in the music sphere for a couple of years. But it's going to be interesting. This could just be a seasonal change. We could have a couple really great albums come out in the next couple of months, and then everything will switch up. But a very interesting point in history when it comes to the top 40 right now. And that, my friends, is your afternoon tea.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
I feel informed. I feel I feel inspired.
Great. Feeling inspired to go listen to some rap songs and push them up on the charts. Yeah, me too.
And just take a look and see like now that you say it, it's crazy.
So as you're pre-gaming for your Halloween festivities this weekend, turn on some Kendrick Lamar.
Turn on some 21 Savage.
Yeah, why not? Do it.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's all I've got.
Thank you so much, Lauren.
Absolutely.
That was great.
Thank you.
I'm excited to continue the segment, and maybe next time we'll have Max and Adam in studio and they can offer some of their takes.
Yeah.
This was so much fun.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We've got more Afternoon Shift coming up. today. I've got my friend, Mr. Jack-o'-lantern, here with me, and I also have my other friend, Mr. Paul Milgate, with me in the control room. Hey,
how's it feel out there by yourself?
You know, it's weird.
bet.
It's very, very weird.
Yeah.
I've never done this before. I've never been alone in here. It's a little lonely, so I'm so happy I have
That you've got your jack-o'-lantern mate right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've had a lot of fun today covering all the Halloween stuff. I mean, we have a lot more of Halloween content to come.
Plenty more Halloween to come on a rainy, miserable Halloween Eve.
Yes.
And well, not Eve, night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't ruin people's trick-or-treating plans.
I'm not sure. It says that it's supposed to stop raining, but you know, it's going to be wet and cold, I think, which last year it was snowy and cold.
Slushy. It was slushy and cold last year. So I think a little bit of drizzle is probably nicer than that slush that we experienced last year.
Yeah, and I mean, I as a kid, you know, it was terrible having to put a jacket on over your Halloween costume, but sometimes that's just the way it goes, and at the end of the day, what's it really about? The candy.
That's the biggest tragedy of Halloween in Minnesota, is it's usually cold enough that you do have to put a jacket on over your amazing costume, but anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm going trick-or-treating right after work is done with my little sister, so.
Aren't you a little old for that? No?
Well, I'm 5 feet tall, so I can pass. And no, it'll be fun. I think I'm gonna hand out some candy and, you know, take her to a few houses. I think she has some friends coming over, so I'm hoping it clears up because I don't want to be out there in the rain. But you know, I'll be a good sport about it. But
yeah.
Even with Halloween, there is some big news today, and we wanted to provide a little bit of an update on it. This is it's interesting news because we don't know exactly what is going to happen from this, but just in a couple hours ago, some judges ruled that Trump must replenish SNAP food aid benefits, basically saying that despite the government shutdown, there's too much of a pressure on food shelves, and Trump must be required to still instate SNAP benefits.
I mean, I think this is the story. It's probably safe to say this is the story of the week. This has been the story that everyone has been most invested in. You know, on the brink of a hunger crisis, the thought of just turning off access to SNAP is just a horrific thought. So, interesting, like you said, that it's gone to the judges. I think I just read a judge in Rhode Island. At one point, we've got to do a segment on how these federal judges work, because I don't understand how this all works and how the Democratic Party can sue and counter-sue and all that sort of stuff. But what I was reading here that I thought was really interesting, and this is what the judge lent into, was, and I quote, "If you don't have the money, you tighten your belt. You are not going to make everyone drop dead because it's a political game someplace," which I thought was an interesting perspective from a judge. But then the government lawyers said that contingency fund containing some $5 billion cannot legally be used to maintain SNAP, especially when that program costs about $8 billion a month. But the judges are saying that's exactly what that contingency fund is for when situations like this happen. So it's going to be interesting, and hopefully a little bit of relief for people who rely on those SNAP benefits to feed their family.
Yeah, I mean, we talked to Robin from Second Harvest Heartland, and she was talking about the pressure that these food shelves are feeding. You know, in Minnesota, there was a quote that for every one person that a food shelf feeds, SNAP feeds 9. So you just have to imagine all of those people that are relying on SNAP benefits to get the food that they need for the week going to food shelves. There's not going to be enough, but I'm hoping that, you know, that the benefits are still instated and that people get what they need, and it'll be interesting to see how this comes to fruition, because again, tomorrow's the day that the benefits were supposed to be suspended for a lot of people. So I don't know.
For those viewers who do rely on SNAP and need some information about that, Fox 9's Mike Manzoni is covering this story today. He's in the throes of putting together everything you need to know, and that will be delivered throughout the evening bulletins tonight, updating you on everything you need to know with these new SNAP developments, because it's important that you get the right information from the right people. Not saying that we're not, but Mike Manzoni is dedicated to that today, and he's actually going to fill you all in. It is worth noting, in the little bit of research that I was able to do before we came on the air with this segment, is it does look like some of those cards may be delayed in getting out to people. That even though it's been proven in court, and there's probably going to be countersuing going on and going on back and forth to see whether this is actually something that's going to happen. That there will be delays in that getting to people, so there will still be that huge pressure on food shelves to help those people in need.
Yeah, and like you were saying, Paul, there is a story on Fox 9 where we have resources listed as to some restaurants and some establishments that are offering free food, some of them for children or for anyone who relies on SNAP benefits. There's also a couple of them that are specific to people who have dietary restrictions. There's a gluten-free kitchen offering assistance for people who have celiac disease, which is really great. So check that out. It's on fox9.com. It's the story about the restaurants offering free food in Minnesota during SNAP benefit lapse, and it's a list of all of those.
Yeah, so Fox 9 has you covered with that. But the other thing that Fox 9 has you covered, which we found out yesterday, is that there may be a ghost in the building.
That is true.
In the very room you're sitting in right now.
The seat I'm sitting in right now. Oh my. Yeah. I mean, I was in your seat yesterday, so I, was not in here. You were in the room.
I went into the room. So what people don't realize, while the show is going on, Grace or I, one of us is in the booth here, switching the show, keeping the hosts informed of what's going on. And the other one of us is usually running around helping guests, get them in the studio, get them out of the studio. And so yesterday we had our friends from the Twin Cities Paranormal Society in to come in and to see whether that our studio was haunted, for lack of a better word. And as soon as I went in, ad breaks roll, cameras stop, I go in, I ask, and as soon as I walk in, both Adam and Max are like, Paul, as soon as we stopped filming, the devices just started going off haywire. And so I just whipped my camera out. Here is that footage. I've actually got that here. It's on the Instagram account, so if you miss it, but I just wanted to play it back for us in show, and you can actually see what happens when Dawn mentions that she's going to pack up now. So here we are. Let's take a look.
You're here. There's something here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to turn it off now.
Oh. Interesting.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, we'll get out of your hair.
Thank you so much.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. That makes me want to get up, get out of the room, leave the building. I don't know what needs to be done, but I don't know. I don't know, Paul. I feel
like it was exactly what was interesting, and we're going to play back the segment that we had, is that she did mention that sometimes they'll react to moments like we're leaving or we're coming in, something, and for it to happen at exactly the moment when she says, all right, I'm going to turn this off now.
Oh my gosh. I think
Unexplained.
I think it's a friendly ghost. Though, what's tough about having a ghost here is we have a lot of technical aspects to our show every day. So if there's a ton of, technical difficulties that start popping up, it's the ghost. It's the ghost. It's not Paul or I's fault if something weird comes up on the screen. It's the ghost. So, yeah, maybe I hope it's a friendly ghost. Maybe we'll have to come up with a name if she or he or they keep messing with our stuff. So, yeah, we'll just have to stay tuned for that. Tune in every day. Maybe the ghost will make an appearance.
So, speaking of paranormal activity, Grace, do you want to let us know what's happening after this next break?
Yes, so after this break, we are actually going to hear more from the Twin Cities Paranormal Society. They are the ones that brought in that weird gadget, not weird gadget, but the cool gadget that basically told us that there's a ghost in Studio 9. They sat down with Max and Adam yesterday to tell them what it's like to go on a ghost hunt and give us an insight into what these ghostly gadgets do and how they work. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up right after this.
haunted. Adam and Max had a chance to talk to some experts of all things spooky. They are members of the Twin Cities Paranormal Society, and they uncovered some spooky stuff here at Fox 9. Take a look.
If there's all sort of weird noises and sounds happening here, it's all paranormal activity, I suppose.
Absolutely. And we got the best people to talk to about paranormal activity, the Twin Cities Paranormal Society.
Yes.
What's going on, y'all?
Nothing, just happy to be here.
Yeah.
It's the season.
Yeah. Are you sure it's just two of you, or are there people involved?
Well,
There's no guarantees. We think there
sometimes they follow us home.
Thomas Troop, Don McLean, the two
Thank you.
co-leads of the Twin Cities Paranormal Society. For those out there in the audience that don't know, what do you guys do at the Twin Cities Paranormal Society?
So we investigate residential homes and businesses if they think that they have a haunting or something paranormal going on. So they'll reach out to us, and we kind of vet them a little bit to make sure that it's legitimate, because we get all kinds of interesting emails from people. Some of them are very concise and to the point. Others are just long diatribes of, I don't want to say craziness, but I guess I just did.
Ramblings, yeah.
But yeah, and then we arrange a time to go out there, and we spend a good chunk of time in the evening sitting there like a bunch of weirdos talking to the room in the dark and hoping to get responses.
Yeah. Yeah. How'd you get into this line of work, the paranormal activity sort of work here? I'm quite fascinated by all of this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, okay. I mean, I've always been fascinated with it.
Yeah.
I've always been interested. I was a huge skeptic. I didn't believe it necessarily, but I wanted to, because I think it's super interesting. I wanted to do research for a children's book I was writing about ghosts, and I thought, well, what better way to learn about this than to join a team? And here I am, like 12 years later, kind of.
Wow.
Now we're stuck running the team. So.
How about you, Don?
I was doing a live broadcast out at a haunted house in my home state of Missouri, and they were like, hey, you want to come on an investigation with us? And I said, sure. So I joined a team in Missouri, and then I moved up here for radio, and now I'm with the Twin Cities Paranormal Society.
Wow. Well, it's kind of like, is there like is Minnesota more? Is there
More
is it
haunted?
going on? Yeah, more haunted than Missouri?
Gosh, it's just maybe different kinds of, every team is different.
Yeah.
So this is a scientific based team. So we base all of our evidence on what we gather through equipment. So we don't really go off of feelings. We have nothing against psychics or anybody who does that kind of work. It's just not what we do. So it's just a different type of team.
Yeah. You brought a number of different tools here. What are, some of them have different light up capability. What do some of those things do right there?
Sure. Well, the big thing that we use the most are what are called K2 meters. They measure EMF, electromagnetic frequencies. And so the idea is that when you have this on, and it's making noises because it's picking up the electrical stuff here. It's not that the studio's haunted, I don't think.
The lights do turn on and off sometimes.
They do. Well, I did notice this one was going kind of crazy too.
Yeah, I turned it off. It was
Okay.
distracting.
So yeah, we can ask questions, and sometimes as we're asking things, it'll light up and things, and we think, oh, okay, maybe there's something there. The idea is that spirits and ghosts can produce electromagnetic waves and things like that. This is basically kind of the same thing. It's just a little prettier.
Oh. That's sweet.
And that's probably the most it's actually made noise and since I've owned it.
That's because of all the equipment.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's good because it shows that it's working and that there might be something here, but I think it's just a lot of the
Microphones,
cameras and
cameras,
stuff. Yeah,
like
so
that.
that can.
Oh,
So usually,
I don't like that. No.
Yeah, let's turn
That
this
one's
one
really-
off. It's annoying.
That one's
yeah.
really-
Off to red.
yeah,
You shut that one off pretty quick. It did go up to red, though. I saw
right,
that.
right. Well, it's usually pink, and so we just call it the pink lantern because it very rarely makes any noise.
Okay.
And then this is the same thing. It's just like a stream of Christmas lights almost. And so each one of these is an individual K2 meter. So we'll put this down a hallway or in a doorway and ask, hey, can you light up those lights? Or we'll put a night vision camera on it to see if there's any activity, if people have like seen an apparition down a hallway or something like that. So
how did you guys what is the training like? How did you guys figure out how to use all this kind of stuff? Or
There really is no training.
Yeah.
We just kind of jump right in. Like when I first joined, it was just, you sign up for an investigation, you show up, you don't really know what you're doing. And you're like, okay, everyone's asking questions. And you're like, I guess I'll try.
Yeah.
Is there someone here? What's your name? Things like that. We never usually get answers to those questions.
Right.
But yeah, it's just having done it for a while, it's second nature, I guess. So.
Yeah.
When you say that you're in a room and you're kind of just speaking to the room, and so like what kind of questions do you ask in the room?
Well, we typically like to do some research beforehand. So we try to see if there are names and things that we can kind of call out. But we're just asking mostly, is there anyone here with us? Hey, we're not Ghostbusters. We're not trying to get you to leave necessarily. We are just wanting to talk with you. The whole idea is that these were people once too. So there's a lot of these shows where people are yelling and screaming and, come on, what do you got, bro? It's screaming. We don't do that. We're probably pretty boring, but we're actually respectful. And that's kind of our mantra is to, treat the dead like we would treat the living.
And off the back of that, kind of like when you guys first get a request and you deem that it's like a real request and it's something worth investigating, what like from step one all the way through, what does an investigation look like?
Okay. There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
So hopefully this isn't going to be too boring. But yeah, we get an email from people. We set up a phone interview. We talk with them just to kind of get an idea if there's a real person there. I would say 80% of the emails we get and we respond to go unanswered. It's almost like the idea that there's someone real responding to their query scares them off a little bit. But then once we kind of do that, we go out to the property the first time, meet with the people. They give us a tour of kind of the hot spots of where things are happening. And we ask them a bunch of tough questions, try to get to know them a little bit. I mean, everything from how long have you lived here, any kind of health things that we need to know about medications you're on. Are you taking drugs? Are you a heavy drinker? Those kind of things. And then once we decide, we'll do an investigation, we come out. The thing we like to say is we don't show up in like a mystery machine. We're very low key. We don't even wear our cool sweatshirts.
Those are sweet, by the way.
Thank you. We kind of come in there pretty low key. Yes, we're holding a bunch of cases, and their nosy neighbors are going to probably think, oh, there's someone moving in here, or what's going on. And then we usually, if we can, we have the homeowners leave and just have them leave us there for 6 hours, 8 hours, or whatever it is until we've had enough, I guess. And then the really glamorous part is afterwards, we take all the footage from our night vision cameras, our digital recorders and things like that, and we split it up and we spend time watching empty rooms where nothing is happening, hoping for a voice or an image or something, and listening to all the audio. We kind of share it with each other and say, hey, do you think this is something? Is this something? We're always looking to debunk things. We're not, oh, there's a creek, it's haunted, And then from there, we put all of our evidence together, type up a pretty lengthy report, pretty detailed report, and we go back out to the property a third time and do a reveal where we tell them, here's what we found. We don't have a stamp that goes, oh my gosh, this place is 100% grade A haunted. We just don't. We said, while we were there in this amount of time, here's what we found. And from there, we can say, it doesn't seem like it's bad. For most people, they just want to be validated and know that they're not crazy and that they think that if there's something there, we can say, we found stuff too. We had voices and stuff that we heard.
What kind of voices have you actually heard before in your experiences?
Oh, everything from like Get Out, which is, you're sitting in your own house like with headphones on and you don't hear it in the moment when you're there. But whenever it's like screaming Get Out, sometimes it's startling and you throw off your headphones. It'll call out our names. They like to talk about us to each other. That's another thing I think people don't know. Like they're like, here they come, or don't say a word, or like be quiet, there she is, things like that. It's some are so random.
We get a lot of help me's, which is, we have a clip of that we could probably show you too. But it's interesting because there's a clip at the Black Forest Inn restaurant in Minneapolis. And there's a clip that we have at the bar where we have a camera positioned right outside of the men's bathroom. And if you go ahead and play it, you'll hear something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
spooky.
that night when we did our investigation, we don't, again, like Don said, we don't hear it in the moment.
Yeah.
So a lot of people say, well, Thomas, Don, are you guys able to help them? It's like, well, no.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
A, we didn't hear it until later. And then B, how do you help a ghost? You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't know what they need help with. I mean, in this case, it was someone, it was like I said, right outside the men's bathroom. We didn't know if someone was stuck in the bathroom. They needed, help in there for some reason. I don't know, but
Yeah.
so yeah, there's a lot of help me's that night. So we weren't sure how to help them. This other clip that we have is me setting up a camera, and at this point I had never gotten any evidence. I'd been on the team for 7 years, and so I was this hardcore skeptic. I really felt like ghost repellent. Like anytime I was on an investigation, nothing was coming to me or talking to me. And so I was setting up a camera, and this is the chunk of footage I ended up with. And so we were setting up a camera to do another thing called the Estes method. And so while I'm sitting there with my headphones in my basement, waiting for hopefully something to happen after 7 years, this is kind of what we got. So if you go ahead and play that.
Oh.
Very, very, very strange.
Yeah. So not only was that my first clip, it actually knew who I was, which is a little unsettling. So I took my headphones off. I'm like, did this just happen? Did I actually? Is this my first EVP?
Yeah.
So kind of intense. And ever since, I don't know if I've opened myself up more to hearing stuff, but I get stuff pretty regularly now.
Yeah. So was your reaction like excitement? Was it fear? Do you
I
guys
was
feel
a little
fear
creeped
doing
out.
this stuff?
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was exciting, but for me it was a little scary because it was the first one. So and it was my name, which how do they know who I am?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Don, what was your first kind of like notable encounter like?
It was, I think, pretty exciting because once again, it was my name and we hadn't even spoken sometimes like when we start a session, we'll go around the room and say like, hey, I'm Don, I'm Thomas, and we'll just say, we're just here to talk to you. We're not trying to make you go away. So they know our names. But whenever like I went to a haunted prison, which is open to the public to investigate. And I heard my name in the moment.
Oh.
And then I'm like, I think I just heard my name. And then we went back and checked it, and it was like, oh, yeah, it's saying your name.
Ooh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's exciting. We're not thrill seekers, but, whenever we get evidence, we do get excited about it.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you have to say maybe to some people out there that are a little skeptical and they're like, they just spliced that audio in or whatever? You probably get that all the time. What do you say to those people?
Yeah. I mean, we do events and things like that where you get some people are in the front row and they got their arms folded and they're like, my wife dragged me to this. I don't want to sit and listen to this stuff. We let them know we're not the kind of team where we play pranks on each other, and we're not just doing this for fun. I mean, if we really wanted to have really exciting clips, we could totally doctor them up.
Oh, yeah.
Sure,
We've got some clips where this didn't make the cut because it's just really
so many of those.
it's so hard to hear. It's just, doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are not the kind of team where we're going to sit in front of a camera and play a prank like, I'm going to get Thomas, I'm going to say his name in front of, he'll catch this later. We just don't.
And we're not into convincing anybody that ghosts are real. Like we don't, I don't mean to say it this way, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter to me whether or not people think it's real. So we don't have
Right.
any vested interest.
Right.
We don't make money off of it.
Yep.
We're a nonprofit. We don't charge people.
Yeah.
So.
And we do get a lot of people who will email us their footage or the things that they've found, and they want us to chime in whether, hey, is this paranormal or not?
Yeah.
And we always say, well, it's interesting, but A, we weren't there when it happened, so we don't know what the conditions were like, and we don't know if you're just trying to pull one over on us.
Yeah.
So we say,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
very interesting. Well, is it paranormal? Can't say.
Don't know.
Can't say. But, it's fun to listen to or look at, so good for you.
Yeah. Good for you.
You mentioned like a certain, I forget what the Essex method. What was the method?
Estes
method. So
Yep.
what is kind of like the present? Do you guys have like a community that you guys are all learning from each other and stuff? Or like how do you pick up these different methods and whatnot?
Yeah, you love the Estes method. Do you want to talk about
Yeah,
it?
you hate it.
Yeah.
So it involves the least scientific thing that we use, which is a spirit box. And it scans radio frequencies very quickly. It's kind of annoying to listen to. It's like a ch-ch-ch-ch, and in between, you can tell if it's a DJ or not, like if you hear like this weekend, the Twins or something like that. But then sometimes it will answer questions that we've asked.
Yeah.
And so the Estes method was developed in Estes Park, Colorado at the Stanley Hotel, which is where Stephen King wrote The Shining. They have a paranormal team on staff there, and they developed this to sort of debunk the theory that this thing works. So you blindfold yourself, you put on headphones, and you plug into this. And you can't hear what the questions are being asked.
Right.
So I'm just cut off from the rest of, I can't hear them or see them. So I just call out when I hear words. And, it can sometimes turn into like a real conversation.
Yeah.
It's kind of uncanny how real it is. And then sometimes we're always skeptical, and we always say, like, are we creating a narrative here? So
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I just saw like one of the, like a piece of your hair, just like kind of just like foot, and it kind of just went up. But it's very bizarre because normally stuff like that goes down, but it just like, went up. Like I'm not even gonna lie like right now. Like,
well, I have on investigations before had my hair pulled like this.
Oh my God.
In the dark,
But I just saw it like it went up. It didn't go down. Like hair goes down like that. It went up. Like that was very strange right there. I saw that as you were talking. My eye kind of caught it. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's something in here.
Well, I was gonna say, we're gonna take a break, but would you all be willing to stick with us and maybe you can do a demo in this room and kind of maybe get to the bottom of some
We
things?
could try. Yeah.
Try?
Yeah, sure.
All right. We're gonna
Absolutely.
do
I got a lot more questions for sure.
No, hopefully we have answers.
Yeah, this has been awesome.
some more paranormal activity coming up after this.
Welcome back. Happy Friday and happy Halloween. If you are trick-or-treating in the Eden Prairie area tonight, there's a house you want to check out. For 10 years, there's been a line down the street at this place for a pretty special treat. Cotton candy, served by my new friend Laura here, who has set up a fantastic display. You've been doing this for about 10 years?
That's correct.
What made you want to bring the cotton candy out for kids?
I actually got that idea from my sister who lives in Austin, Texas, and their neighborhood does a big Halloween display, and she told me about somebody that did cotton candy, and so I stole the idea.
You said you're serving over 100 kids tonight, you think?
Yes, well over 100.
Well, on the night of nightmares, I can imagine that cotton candy's worst nightmare, probably rain. So we're gonna hope we stay as dry as we can tonight,
Yes.
or just eat your cotton candy quick. Okay, we gotta check out this front yard. It's pretty spectacular. Laura and her husband put it together every year. A lot of this stuff you did homemade, including installing these skeletons to the roof of the home. Tell me about this, Laura. How much time goes into this?
Yes, this definitely takes the most time because I set up the skeletons up here with wires, and I have to put in quite a few wires to make sure they don't blow off the roof.
Wow. And you move the skeletons' heads so they're like stuck upward. They're quite haunting. This whole display actually quite haunting. You raked your leaves perfectly for these graveyard beds. And we've got some other characters here too, Laura. Some of these are new additions this year.
Yes, they are. We've got Chucky and the Witch new this year.
Oh my goodness. You've also got some special effects. Tell me a little bit about that when it gets darker out
Yes,
tonight.
so we have a thunder box that plays thunder, and then when it thunders, we have lights set up in the tree, and the lights go off with the thunder, so it looks like there's thunder and lightning.
Oh my gosh, in your gorgeous maple tree too. Okay, and then one more thing. This was the most haunting part to me. Just a planter full of baby heads. Like, come on, Laura. You put all this together yourself.
Yes, I did.
It's beautiful and also super scary. What are you hearing from kids every year when they stop by? I imagine they spend quite a bit of time looking around. There's a lot to look at.
Yes, they do. The kids absolutely love it. They get cotton candy, we have regular candy, and they walk around and read the tombstones.
Awesome. So cool. Okay, remind me, what street are we on in Eden Prairie right now?
This is Moore Lane.
Moore Lane on the southern side of Eden Prairie. If you're around, you're a fan of cotton candy, just want to layer up tonight. No blizzard though. That's good. for
Yes,
Halloween.
yes, no snow, that's good.
Laura, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for welcoming us to your beautiful display. Stop by or wherever you go. Have a safe Halloween. Back to you. Welcome back to the afternoon shift. Grace and I holding down the fort for Adam and Max today. And they spoke earlier to one of the world's best pumpkin growers. You might not know this, but he lives in the city of Anoka. His name is Travis Ginger. He has traveled across the country to show off some gigantic pieces of produce. Take a look at our conversation with him.
There he is, Mr. Ginger. Welcome to the afternoon shift. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I love it. Mr. Ginger, why do you grow large pumpkins? What is the purpose of it outside of submitting it to competitions? Can you eat these pumpkins? Like, how'd you get your start in all of this?
Well, I got started a long, long time ago, and needless to say, eating them, they're not the best. I'd rather have pie pumpkins, but they are sure fun to grow.
Yeah. And all right, so you grow these giant, enormous pumpkins. You submit them to competitions. How does that work? How do you transport the pumpkin to wherever the competition is being held? How large are the pumpkins that are sort of the champion pumpkins that you got?
For sure. These pumpkins can be 7 foot in diameter by 7 foot, 2,749 pounds. So we pick them up with a little harness just like that. And we put them on a trailer, transport them all the way California, New York, and all around the country.
And when do you actually start planting the seeds for these pumpkins to get started? I'm assuming, I've learned a lot about Minnesota agriculture. I'm assuming the soil here is ripe for this kind of growing. When does the process actually begin?
So the process starts about mid-April, maybe April 10th. And we start planting that seed indoors, and then we transfer it outside under a little hoop house to keep it warm, because here we have a lot of frosts in the spring. Mm-hmm. And then, come June, it's susceptible to hail, storms, cold, frost, you name it.
Incredible. What got you the start into this? There has to be some sort of backstory of how your fascination and passion for pumpkins really began. It's a very niche and unique interest there. How did you get really started into it?
Yeah, so my family was a bunch of gardeners and agriculturalists, so to speak. But needless to say, I would always go to the state fair and see these big pumpkins and thought, wow, I could do that. And then quite a few years later, I ended up setting the world record for the largest pumpkin.
So it all started at the Minnesota State Fair. That's incredible. Does the Minnesota State Fair have a pumpkin contest that they have? Have you entered this contest yet?
Yeah, they've got a pretty big contest. People always put their pumpkins in August. The problem is it's so early that these pumpkins are still growing. So most of us don't want to pick ours and put ours in the state fair. We actually take them out to other events when they're fully grown.
Incredible. What's the competition like they're out there? Are there competitors that you have across the United States? I know you're the 4-time winner of the Safeway World Championship Pumpkin Weigh-Off, considered the Super Bowl of pumpkin growing exercises. Are there other rivals of yours that are out there, and how big are their pumpkins that they're growing?
Yeah, in fact, if you want to boil down the states, actually, New York's got us beat for their average top 10. Wisconsin shortly followed, and then I think it's us. But New York has a little bit more mild nights than ours, I will say. And then Wisconsin, you get into that eastern Wisconsin, and it's, kind of surrounded by that Lake Michigan kind of area. And it's a little bit more insulated than here. So I feel like it's a little bit better growing out there. But worldwide, people grow in climate-controlled greenhouses. It's kind of a big deal. There's thousands of growers worldwide.
Travis Ginger, one of the best pumpkin growers out there. Travis, there was a Star Tribune profile, a really beautifully put together one that you did, and it said that you're pondering retirement. Why is that, and do you have an update for us from that?
Well, growing these things takes a lot of time. I mean, it's almost a full-time job. And there's no guarantees. I mean, if we get a cold, wet, rainy year, you're out. You're done. You could grow big, but it's not going to do what we need to do on a global scale. So it takes a lot of time and effort, but we'll see. Right now, my daughters kind of love it and love taking pictures with the pumpkins. So I just got to rewrap my mind around what I need to do to get these things huge again.
How old are your daughters that you speak of there?
We've got one 4 months and 4 years.
Oh, wow. Wow. So I think the picture that you got right there, right behind you, are those your daughters there?
Yeah, the one at that time. So yeah.
Very, very nice. Very nice. I'm sure that they think it's really cool, especially around Halloween time. The pumpkins are everywhere. And I guess the pumpkin season here in America, we really associate pumpkins with Halloween, but they really do extend through Thanksgiving, I would say. You do see them out there. So this kind of does run the gamut. Do you find that the business for pumpkin growing after the Thanksgiving holiday, does it kind of comes and it just evaporates just like that?
Yeah, for us, for me being part of the Anoka Halloween capital, that's kind of the end date for me. But these carver guys, they'll carve all the way up until Thanksgiving and nationwide. So it's really cool. Once the pumpkin's weighed, last year mine got carved in LA. The year before it got carved in New York. So it really all depends on where it goes.
So let me get this straight. You're growing these giant pumpkins and they're actually getting carved into jack-o'-lanterns too? Is that right?
Yep. I think I've got 4 or 5 Guinness Book of World Records just for the largest jack-o'-lantern.
Who is carving them? And that can't just be a simple knife, right? I mean, that's got to be a full-on saw, right?
It's quite involved. Last year, they flew 3 professional carvers out from New York to LA for 5 days carving this pumpkin.
You talk about some of the odder jobs that I've ever heard of. Professional pumpkin carvers. That's incredible. One of the biggest pumpkins that you have, if not the biggest, has a very special name, Michael Jordan. Can you tell us all about your pumpkin, Michael Jordan? What's he all about? How special is he to you?
So, obviously, Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time, but to do what he did, and I always try and name my pumpkin something that I can remember the year. So his number was 23. And we thought, well, what if we just name this one Michael Jordan? Sure as heck, we set the world record. You couldn't write a better story to that, but it just so happened.
What's the 2025 one named?
Well, I think we just lost our world record to the guys overseas about 2 weeks ago. So, and they're all climate control, greenhouse sensors, you name it. So I don't know. I think we almost have to kind of come back as Rocky and really kind of take over the overseas guys.
You say they're growing them overseas in climate control greenhouses. You're just growing yours on your farm in Minnesota. I mean, these are just traditionally grown outdoors, right?
Yep. And there's advantages, disadvantages to both. But I mean, it's tough to beat the growth rate over there. I think we can beat the heavy.
And these competitions, I'm sure there are monetary incentives here to grow the biggest pumpkin. Did this, I guess we all have passions in life, and sometimes we don't really know where these passions are going to end up bringing us. We're kind of walking by faith and not by sight so much. Would you say that was the case for you, sir? When you really began this, did you really think that it would get you to the stage where it is today, where you'd have this huge profile in the Star Tribune written all about you? You'd be the 4-time world champion of the Safeway, a world champion pumpkin weigh-off. I mean, did you have all these in sight when you just saw this competition at the Minnesota State Fair?
Not a clue. In fact, though, it was kind of funny. I did a presentation when I was 14 years old in a class, and I said, one day I hope to set the world record for the largest pumpkin someday. And we actually had it on film. And, transfer almost 3 decades later, I did it. And so we put together a really cool video. And it's pretty inspirational for someone that wants to, accomplish something.
Yeah. You talk about inspirational. Maybe there's somebody out there, maybe the 14-year-old version of Travis Ginger is out there saying, hey, I could grow pumpkins. Maybe they're fascinated with carving out pumpkins around Halloween time or whatnot. What would you tell that person? How can they get involved? How can they really follow their passions to maybe be in the shoes that you're in one day?
Yeah, find a local grower like myself and pair up with them. We'll be able to send you seeds and kind of get you started with growing tips. There's a bunch of different gardening forums online. Now with the world of the internet, a first-year grower can even grow a 2,000-pound plus pumpkin. So it's kind of neat.
Yeah. I will admit something to you, sir. Obviously, I know all about pumpkin pie. I knew all about, kind of roasted pumpkin seeds. Truthfully speaking, I did not know that you could just eat pumpkin. I didn't know that was a thing. Do you ever just you just take a spoon into a pumpkin and just get in? I mean, you do this, yeah?
One of my carver guys does that every year. He'll take just a bite out of the pumpkin. It's nuts, but yeah.
What's your favorite way to enjoy pumpkin?
Oh, pie for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And do you make pumpkin pies? I'm sure they're great pies as well.
Not me. I just grow them.
You just grow them. Travis Ginger, you are Mr. Minnesota Pumpkin. We love talking to you, especially around this time with Halloween. Thank you so much for joining us here on the afternoon shift. We really appreciate it, and learning more all about your very unique business. We'll be sure to look out for your 2025 pumpkin. And hey, maybe if you're not hanging up the cleats this year, maybe there will be number 26, and you'll have to come up with a name for that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll figure it out. We might have a couple of them next year if we try.
Awesome. Travis Ginger, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Welcome back to the afternoon shift. It's Lauren and I today. Max and Adam are out. Previously this week, we had talked to a woman in Paynesville, Minnesota, named Chelsea, who created a haunted house to support finding a cure for Alzheimer's. We have that clip coming up right now.
Chelsea, what's going on?
Oh, hi guys. So happy to be.
Yeah, it looks like a beautiful haunted house you got there. Can you show us around? Can you tell us more about what you got going on?
So we're currently in the butcher scene, and I don't like to give too many of our details away, but we have some characters here. We have many animated props that you'll see as you come through our haunt. You can see Art the Clown behind me. He's kind of a big one. We got Mr. Chainsaw. Where is he? There he is.
Oh, hey.
So I got many characters here with me today.
Awesome.
How long does something like this take you guys? Like, how long in advance are you guys preparing all of this stuff that you do every year?
So we really start talking about this at the beginning of the year, but we really start to prep and buy and, decide our scenes more June, July. We start kind of building after my twins' big birthday party we have in August. So we do that. Then September is a clear slate and we just start building, and it takes a lot. So it's many hours, many sleepless nights. My fiance works full time. I'm a stay-at-home mom and I homeschool our kids. So they're very involved in this. They know what it takes to build and pick up a drill and help us screw pallets together, because this haunt this year has taken over 100 pallets. Wow. Just to create the maze and create many of the little scenes that you're going to walk through as you go.
Chelsea, you bring up family. I know family is everything for you. And this haunted house, it's called Haunt for the Cure. There's a very good cause behind it that goes back to your family. Can you tell us?
So we kind of do a pop-up haunt, we call it, every year, and we rename it. So this year, it is the Haunt for the Cure to end Alzheimer's. So that is first and foremost. But this year, the name of the haunt is the Final Freak Show, because we are actually looking to grow our haunt. We have outgrown this area. We're in town on the corner of Spruce and Stearns. It's just, we bring so many things inside that kind of interfere with makers. We want a forever haunt. So we want to bring this thing to the next level. We want to include and bring in more clientele, more people that see our vision and get what we give them. I mean, we're so excited to bring this to everybody, because we really do. We go visit other haunts such as Screamtown, Dead End Hayride. We look at all the things that they do, and we really do try to bring that to our audience here. So, but we're smaller now, and we just want to grow and give more to Alzheimer's. So the whole point of this is to end that terrible disease, because my grandpa actually had it, and it actually is formed around his 8-ball race car. And that's kind of where this came into play, is we had his 8-ball out on the corner of Spruce and Stearns, because he went into the nursing home, and it was 10 years of a long, slow goodbye, and memories matter. I just got to tell you guys this, because as my grandpa was losing who he was, he forgot who I was, he forgot who he was, he forgot other family. I would pick him up at the manor, and we would go for a ride. He didn't know me, but we would round the corner to our yard on the corner of Spruce and Stearns, and he would see his 8-ball, and he would say, "There she is." And another race would race his mind. So we have the Race for the Cure to end Alzheimer's, and this haunt is just a portion of what we try to put on to raise money to end Alzheimer's.
Wow, that's thank you for sharing that story with us. That's I'm sorry to hear that about your grandfather, but obviously you guys are doing a lot of good stuff there with the Haunt for the Cure, so we really appreciate it. I'm just curious, how do you get the inspiration to do different stuff every year? Are you just watching a bunch of horror movies, serial killer documentaries? How are you getting the inspiration?
I don't know. I guess I go to bed when I finally get there. And I just have these dreams, or I just see things. I'm like, this is going to be really cool. Like this year, we actually have a really cool room. You pay $5. And though the haunt will be free on Friday, we really hope people donate. But we do have a couple things we're going to charge for. And that is the dunk tank, where you can dunk. Beetlejuice is going to be in the dunk tank. And then we have a room that actually has a pneumatic, which is something very... it's the first time Zach has done this, so it's something that triggers, and they are going to have a surprise if they go in that room. So we just try to push things, and just like I say, we see visions and we just plan for it. And then, you can see, the decorating just kind of comes with it. So we got a snow cone machine here with some, it's hard to do this, it's just my kids too, they're involved. So my son, actually right here, we have Georgie. My son painted this, he's 10. And then he came up with all the sounds for Georgie, because we put it actually out on the road. There's a light coming out of the gutter. And we placed Georgie there with Pennywise. So that's another secret. But our kids are very involved, and it's creative for them too. So they really enjoy doing this. So yes, it just kind of comes, I guess,
I love that it's all about the family with you there, Chelsea. What made you really want to get into haunted houses in the first place? I mean, it's such a kind of a niche thing, and it only is really around Halloween. Like why haunted houses? Did you enjoy these as a child yourself?
Yeah. So my mom let me rent horror movies when I was in 3rd grade. I think my first horror movie was Children of the Corn, and it did. I mean, I had, scary dreams and all that, but I just loved it as a kid. And then the classic It is just, I just remember girls coming over, girlfriends, and we would get in the camp. We would have a camp out, and we'd put on It. And then we'd have to watch The Little Engine That Could after to try to get, I think I can, because we'd be scared. So I don't know. There's a level of being scared that's just, it's kind of fun. And I guess I've just kind of grown to just have a love for it. It's truly a love. So
For sure. You guys, I mean, it has to be a love, right? Because you guys are putting in countless hours of work. In between all those countless hours of work, do you have time to, have your own costume? What are you going to be for Halloween this year?
Well, I have many costumes, but I guess I'll probably be out front, like really trying to direct everybody, because I just got to make sure our actors have everything, because honestly, the night of Friday night, just around our town, and we're a small town, but we're really hoping to bring more, but we get about 300 people that come through. They venture through just over and over. So I just try to, like with our maze this year, people are probably going to get a little stuck in this maze. So I have to kind of just, keep people in order, make them stop and wait. And just, so I'll be out front. I'll be dealing with all the people.
Chelsea, you mentioned actors. There's people that are going to be inside this haunted house? Like how does that work? I thought these were all just like kind of mannequins, but are there people actually wearing those costumes?
Yeah. So, these go in our scenes, like I call them my electronic actors, but we have real actors. So people that volunteer their time. We've had a lot of the same comeback actors. Even my 73-year-old mother finds her way in here somewhere. So she puts herself somewhere. Wow. Like our kids, to be honest with you, our kids started, and I think about it now because they're 8 and 10, but they started at like 4 and 5. So, and we used to have one down by my dad's river. So like I said, we kind of popped up and we would do different locations. But anyway, my kids were so tiny that we would have grown men come out and say, it's those little ones that just scare us the most. Because they were like 3-foot clowns chasing people. So it's kind of funny. I watched a grown man literally almost jump in his like girlfriend or wife's like arms because my little 4-year-old son ran out at him in a jester little costume. And you got to realize like this is darkness. Like I would give each of my kids like 1 year, one had the clown room, one had our Jason room, and one, so they're out there alone. So I think about like, to me, our kids are so desensitized. It's just second nature for them to act and haunt. And they just like, now they are just chomping at the bit for Friday. They cannot wait.
That's awesome.
And their friends to come through and their friends try to guess who is who. And so it's a good time. It really is.
It sounds like a good time. And kind of just like jumping off of that, what are some of the funniest like reactions that you've seen, the best reactions that you've seen from people going through your haunted house?
One of them was my little Zane. He's just a tiny little guy and he has his Jason mask on. Well, here's one. Can you see it? Yeah. Yep. So we were out at a bigger haunt. So it was the back 40 of a bar actually this year. They were awesome and kind enough to let us, set up there. But he's like, Mom, I'm just not scary. I'm just not scaring people. And I said, oh, Zane, I said, you'll get there. It'll be fine. You got to keep trying. Cause he's this little Jason, like coming running out under people's feet. But anyway, it's kind of, she lived, it was good. But this girl came around her group of friends and she looked at him and she jumped so high. Like I have it on recording. So but her reaction was to dart across like our scene, and we have ropes going across, and she hit the rope, she hit the tent, she hit everything. Just, you heard the big crash. And I was like, oh my God, is she okay? So here's my little Zane looking over this girl, and she was fine and she's good. But I said, see, Zane, you scared the bejesus out of that girl. It did. It boosts his ego. And not gonna lie, I mean, we feed off screams and we feed off people that are scared. But I will say our haunt is for all ages. And, we do, like, if we see a little one not, taken too well to it, my kids will pull their mask up and show it that we're just having fun here. We're not here to hurt. We just want everyone to truly enjoy what we have and have a great time.
I love it. Chelsea, how can people have a great time this week? Is it just Friday or is it all week? What are the logistics?
So we did run it last weekend, but it will be just Friday. So trick or treat, Halloween night, we always say, see you down. We start at 7. We always tell everybody, make our house the last stop because we don't like people going through in the daylight. It just isn't the same. So we really want you to make us your last stop. We say, make us it's our final hurrah here on the corner of Spruce and Stearns. So I really want people to know, like, we want to thank everybody for all the years. It's been about 10 years of this, and we've adopted the Haunt for the Cure in the last 3 years. So we just want everybody to show up with their costumes on and have a great time. They can run through it as many times as they want, but we really hope that you see the hours, that you see the time, because I don't even have a count on hours. It's countless hours of designing, decorating. Zach, my fiance, he builds everything from the ground up, and he custom makes every sound. So every sound you hear is not just something we found. It's something that he actually puts together. Every scream, every little, sound bit that you hear is from our heart. So everything in this is all creation. So we hope you donate. We hope you know that our goal is small this year, but to us it's pretty big, because around our area it's tough. But we want to raise $1,000 to give to Alzheimer's, and we're hoping in years coming we can give $50,000. Like that's the goal here. But it has to start somewhere. And like I said, memories matter. We are here to make great memories. We want this to go on and on until I can't walk anymore. So, and even then I said to my kids, put me in a wheelchair and a seat and you guys do all the work. This is going to keep on keeping on. And we just need the support from people and outside people. And just, we really hope that our vision can go to the next level, like I said, and just we keep giving back to the community and to the people that support us, love us, know the story of my grandpa. Because, it just does. It stems from a lot of that. And, we do also take the 8-ball car, which will be front and center. I hope everyone takes a picture with 8-ball and posts it on social media and quote, "There she is," because that's what he used to say. His eyes would light up. There she is. So we say, there she is. Christmas time, we decorate too. We have a huge display. So we just keep going with the creation of this. And we want to bring joy and cheer. And like this time it's the Halloween spirit, but we also do the Christmas spirit too. But we just like to keep the spirit alive. So ultimately, keep the love.
Well, that was our show. The Halloween edition of the afternoon shift.
Went by like that.
So fast.
No tricks, all treats.
All treats. Well, thank you so much, Lauren,
My
for
pleasure.
helping us hold down the fort with Max and Adam out of the studio, and Vincent Van Gogh. You know, he also really helped out today.
Our rock today, our foundation. Do you have a sweatband on?
No, I decided that I really needed to use my actual.
Oh,
left
that makes
ear.
sense.
Yeah.
No, you look like oh gosh, who was that? Who was that
It's like
exercise guy?
with the really big fro.
No, what was his name? Yeah.
I can't remember.
Oh my gosh, no one
Write
go
us in.
anywhere.
Write us in on the Instagram account. Let us know. You're looking
She's
it up
looking
now.
it up.
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons.
All I had to do was Google exercise guy.
Yeah, that's me.
Next year's
Next
costume.
year, maybe.
Think about
Next
it.
Year. Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a very happy Halloween.
Thank you.
I'm
You as
excited
well.
to see pictures from your costume.
Oh, there will be pictures for sure. Check out my Instagram and go check out the Afternoon Shift Instagram. All sorts
Yep.
of great stuff on there.
At afternoon shift _Fox9.
Amazing. Hope you all have a happy and safe Halloween wherever you're going this weekend.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.